Today a new project on a C3. Very exciting. You can see we're going to replace the indoor panel of the Corvette C3. Actually both of them. I'll show you how it's worn. I just received a new part, so let's go and get that done. So let's look at the old one. That one is attached with, oh my gosh, some washers and an electrical wire. The bracket is missing here, which I may run into some issues. See how worn it is right here. So that's one of the last things that needs to be done inside. See, this is a deluxe version, and that one, the carpet is pretty old. You see it's been bowing, so if I check underneath, you can see some tape. It's not scratched anymore right here on the Velcro. There is some serious cleaning to do here. So I'm not going to focus on the door today on the video, but just how to disassemble that panel, such as removing that bracket, and how to replace it, make it look like new. See right here we have some electrical tape. Same thing here to hide some cracks, so it's still pretty discreet. It's been working pretty well, but it needs to be in better shape. And right here you have some more electrical tape. There's a pretty serious gap right here, so definitely in need of being replaced. Same thing for the other one on the other side. It's quite worn. You can see the electrical tape all the way here to hide some cracks. See where the screw is. Same thing, it is damaged as well. And the deluxe carpet piece is in bad shape as well. So okay, let's take care of that. Here is a brand new panel ordered online. Looks very nice. It's about $900 for both of them. So let's get started. Okay, first let's remove the lock button. You have a little pin behind a little bracket that you need to push out. I mean, you should be able to get it sideways. Here we go. So you will see you have that bracket. It's not easy to get behind, but you have that little retainer clip right here that once pressed in, it will lock. Those two notches will go in a groove of that axle. So basically, with a screwdriver you just need to push those two to the outside. Okay, now you have that door right here, that handle. You have a screw right behind it, a Phillips one. Try to get on it. Lose it, and there we go. That little screw, and you see it's popping. Slightly wiggle it, and you got that out. Just to show you what it looks like. And this is basically sliding. That will insert into that at an angle and slide into it and then go there. Okay, on the inside you have one tab holding that. It's not holding anything anymore. You see it's actually loose already. Don't even need a screwdriver. And that tab is not holding the door panel in place anymore. So you have one on that side, you have one on the other side. You have one here. I'm going to remove right now. Remove that electrical tape. It's actually not holding anymore. You see it actually went through the panel. The screw is on the other side. It's not holding here anymore. And on that side you have that rusty one. There we go. That's a little screw. The tab. Looks like it's starting to get loose. Normally I have nothing on the bottom. Okay, and now I need to remove that kind of wheel assembly. Not sure how it was attached. I will cut that with a side cutter. Remove those washers. And the last two, you have one hole, one opening right here. And another one right there. So that handle is popping out. Just need to get that one here. There we go, and the panel is already falling apart. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna leave the screw on. They can be at a weird angle, so just look with a little light inside and get them. There we go. Panel is out. It's inside of it. So you want to make sure you're connecting that bracket. You see it's barely not holding anymore. That will be necessary to put on a new panel as well as the one on the other side. So it will need to be refurbished and primed so it's not rusting and damaging the new one. And that's the old one, pretty heavy. So you can see those electrical wire. We need to untie that. We need to reassemble retape the plastic barrier to keep the rest nice and neat. before putting the new panel, I'm gonna do a little bit of cleaning and refurbishing. You see it's very needed, and we'll go from there. And while you're at it, the weather stripping should definitely need to be replaced. Needs to be replaced. Will definitely need replaced. So it looks like got quite a bit of work before putting back the door panel together. So what I'm doing right now is I'm removing the liner, so it's on top of the video. The video is just supposed to show to replace the panel, but when you take things apart, don't rush it. You know, the weather stripping obviously needs to be replaced. So I'm going to postpone that project temporarily, purchase the weather stripping and get that replaced. I will clean the inside of the door. You can see an old kind of gummets turning in pieces, but these use to act like double face tape and glue that inside plastic sheeting below the panel to weatherproof everything. So I'm going to remove all that. It's not gluing anymore. You see that. I'm gonna remove all that, clean it, and properly place the plastic part. Clean the mechanism as well of the opening and closing of the door. Just make sure I clean that. Put some grease again, and make sure it's operating properly before I put everything back together. Okay. I scraped all the little stripping that I had around inside. I was gluing that plastic sheeting. I'm not going to clean everything, buff a little bit. Then I will protect the mechanical areas once cleaned, and I will prime everything inside just to protect that from any further rusting. Just to make sure it is in decent shape before I put it back together. Just remove the door panel where you can access the electric window opener, simply because it's quite rusty. You know, I want to make sure I refurbish that and I have access to that. And also that panel looks like it was black color. I want to keep everything stock, so that one is going to be buffed and clean, primed and repainted in black. Just be careful with those attachments. You have one on that panel. You have another two right here, another two on the left side. Preserve the integrity of that or anticipate some replacement, because that's what's gonna hold your panel in place, including those side attachments as well. But those are good snap-on attachment. You want to make sure the integrity is good. So that one, 6 little screws like that, pretty easy to remove. So I need to refurbish or replace the screws as well. I'm gonna get that clean and go from there. Also, if you notice, I kind of tapped the inside of the Corvette since I'm doing some buffing to make sure I don't put all the dust and debris inside, and preserve it clean. And remember to also disconnect the negative pole or negative connection of your battery so you don't run the light inside, because that door is going to be open. Or press that little switch that is activating when the door is closing, just to make sure the lights inside are off, so you're not draining your battery, depending on how long you're spending on that project. Okay, everything has dried. So it was repainted. Most of it will be covered, but it's tries to keep everything nice and neat. And I will use some automotive marine and motorcycle waterproof grease, very durable, and I will re-grease those axles just to make sure they're working properly before I put the try to use some good quality adhesive, double-sided. So we'll start putting a piece in the corner. Make sure you line those openings. Put one piece here just to keep it in place. Here's a new one, how it's going to look. Put a smile on my face. Making sure behind that so as you can see, those ones are marked but not pre-drilled. I need to cut those openings right here. So as you can see right here, you have little opening. Use a screwdriver and bend them in a while. Okay, a little bit painful, but I added those two brackets here. They're a little bit hard. I use the flat screwdriver to spread the opening, slide it underneath. Was stuck and looks like it's pretty good. Same thing for the other side. And you slide it underneath. You have other videos talking about removing a few of the staples, but if you remove some of the staples, you're going just underneath the laser. It's exactly what you don't want to do. You want to go underneath that plastic layer, completely underneath, and for that you don't need to remove the staple. At least not in my case, it worked perfectly. Okay, make sure, like you've seen, hold the door on the other back and press in the panel just to make sure you snap all those plastic connectors that you've seen put in place. That one is, here we go, it snaps. I need to put the screw on the other side. There we go. So now just need to put the handle in place, those two, and we're good to go. It's nice and solid, so it's not too complicated. I'm just gonna poke some holes in there. Okay, so actually you will have to use an X-Acto knife to cut those two openings completely, because you have to be able to insert those rubber parts here on the handle. That has to slide completely in before you can put the screw. So I'm going to cut that, push that in, and screw them in place. So just to make sure of the location you're cutting, I will pre-drill from that side. Okay, now that I pre-drilled those, that one and that one, I'm gonna cut around and make sure I got a full opening on that without damaging the rest. Okay, let's cut those openings with a rotary tool, so we can do that nice and smooth. There we go. So nice and smooth, so you're sure you're not damaging anything. And then just need to remove the layer of foam. Just we need to be very careful with the other side. And that's the reason why I'm using a screwdriver. Okay, here is a new panel with the handle in place now. So we'll attempt to attach that. Expecting a little bit of frustration on that with the screws behind. We'll see how it goes. Trying to line it with the tab right there. Okay, now that we got that in place, let's put the side one after you clipped everything. Two side clip secured. Now we have to put that unlock knob. And slide